The world's tiredest man is here to try and keep himself awake on a Tuesday evening. It's me again, the same guy from every week. Hello. Oh, Lord, I am absolutely knackered, guys. Please excuse the glare behind me. The sun's decided to set, which I know is a bit selfish of it. And I've also realised that it's going to be a little janky this today because I've been up since 6 a.m, and that's 6 a.m, California 6 a.m. So it's an extra, 8 hours on top of the existing 6 a.m. I'm just updating the sub goal because it's we've had some drop off, as I think that's just a normal thing that happens with Twitch. So I'm just updating that so it reflects correctly, and it's disappeared. It's just disappeared, guys. We'll give it one more go, sub goal, and then I will be speaking to you in the chat, I promise. So the goal is 200. We lost about 40. I think that's just because they expire, is that right? 05. Set it for the last day of this month, 2026. Start goal. There we go. Okay, right then, folks, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining this evening. I got to be honest, it's going to be a little, I know these aren't the most exciting thing for you guys. They are for me, but it's going to be a slightly more lackluster today and slightly more kind of haphazard because, I don't know if you know this, guys, I just went to Coachella. I'm going to turn the light on. Oh, Lord, yeah, so my main motivation for doing this is not just because I love it, it's because if we can keep this running for an hour or so, then it means I don't fall asleep and crash. What's going on in the chat? Thank you for the Prime sub, Nacho Dude, Tube ZDK, Nerdgraft, really do appreciate that. Very, very kind of you to use your Prime sub. And we got some first timers in the chat as well, including good friend of mine, Mr. Jamie Graham. Welcome, Jamie. Normally, I'm firing on a few more cylinders than this. Rest assured, I am a consummate professional. So we've also got Choc in the chat. Chocky, I hope you haven't had a beer today, man. Chocky was saying, every time when we travel from LAX, Los Angeles International, which we did today, it's such a fucking long day. Like, you wake up at, as I say, 6 a.m. Then you've got, piss about at the airport, 11 hour flight, commute home from London. And this man was still going to have a beer. You better not have had a beer, Chuck. If I find out you've had that Asahi you were going to buy, I'm going to be pissed off at you. We've got a hype train running. We're on level 1 there. Thanks, guys. I need to actually engage and see what's going on in there. Jamie Graham for the Prime sub. Nice one, Jamie. Use that Bezos money. Ramsey999. Thanks, guys. The sub goal for the end of the month is 200. I think that's a bit unrealistic at this point. But it's just there for fun, really. It wasn't 150 something, but the sub goal doesn't update when ones drop off, so I thought we were actually higher than we were. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but the humblest and fastest and best video editor in the Yorkshire area delivered a miracle technically this morning for me. It would have been last night for you guys in releasing a little video about a festival called Coachella. And I'm looking at my analytics right now, and this second that video has just hit 99.9 thousand views. So that is absolutely wonderful to see and a breath of fresh air. What we're gonna thanks, Jamie. Don't ever use Twitch, so I have the Prime sub. Yeah, I mean, I used my Prime as a sub as well, Jamie, on this channel. We've hit the level 1. Lunatics, haven't gotten to watch the video yet. Excited for it. Watch the video. Get it watched. All right. But thank you. I'm glad you're excited. We've got Annette in the chat, one of our mods and friend of the channel. It was so nice to see you, Annette, albeit brief. I think it was just as we were walking across Sabrina Carpenter. Not literally, of course. It was lovely to see you. And yeah, what do we think of the vid, guys? What do we think of the video? Was it all right? It's a loaded question. I know it was good. I'm feeling myself a little bit. Thanks for the kind words, guys. Honestly, it was an insane effort to get it out when it came out, and it's the first time. A lot of people, when I do something like this, they'll pay me compliment, which really means a lot, and they'll say, "Oh, you got that out so fast," and I'm sick of having to say like thank you and thinking actually I had it done 8 hours ago, but the time zone. So this time I was like, just release it when it's done. And even still, we got slightly delayed by maybe about 90 minutes on the release because of a copyright claim, but we got it out and it's just been flying ever since. So thank you. Eddie says one of the top 10 videos we've ever made. Eddie says calling the postman because he delivers. Yeah, nice one, Jamie. Like, that's it. Like, when I think of our first Coachella video, it was very raw and organic, and then the second one I think was terrible. It was certainly a terrible place for me to be in my head trying to follow up with your big hit. And it's just got to the point now where like I've kind of surrendered to the fact like fully that like, okay, this probably won't last forever. So let's just really just have as much fun with it as we can. And I think that came out in the video. Street Edge, welcome back to the chat. This must be like your 8th in a row or some shit. Thank you. The iPad, some of you know I got an iPad to help with editing. I got the editing done so quick that I actually didn't even need the iPad. However, iPad was brilliant for in-flight entertainment, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and Louis Theroux. And on the flight home, I had some other bits to make. We've shot a podcast which drops tomorrow, which was shot on site, and I needed to edit that. And we've got a couple of short forms that I've edited as well from Coachella, and I edited those using the iPad as the screen, and yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, Annette, so saying about how we give more music a chance, like, we really did, but there was also much more of a focus on putting music in the video, and I think part of the reason that I wanted to do that is because I was so sick of all the influencers on my, not to sound like a broken record, but like obviously weekend one, I'm sat at home looking at Instagram and it's just full of like just fake shit. And it's like, is this a music festival or isn't it? Like, you've got best in class artists here and he has 7 pictures of you at the hotel with a brand tagged. And it just wound me up, and I was going to kind of frame the video all around that. And I got some advice from someone I really admire saying, like, not telling me to not do it, but basically just kind of steering me away from that idea just via a conversation I was having with them. And yeah, we ended up just being like, okay, well, let's just really just treat this like what it is, which is like the best in class music festival with some of the best artists you're ever going to see. And that's exactly what happened. The hype train, we got a minute left on the hype train, I think, or is that 2 minutes? And we're on level 2. So if you guys have got the Prime subs ready, sling them in now. Oh, you can tell I'm tired because I'm a bit all over the place. Scuba Steve, first time chat. Thank you so much. And thanks for the love on the sunglasses as well. I'm really reluctant to talk too much about sunglasses stuff when it comes on TPD TV because I don't just want to use this platform to just promote something. Obviously, I've done that already. That's why you guys know about it. But I think you guys aren't here to hear about that necessarily. But thanks for the kind words on them. We've had loads of feedback on them. Yeah, Coachella video will be on 100,000 views now. So absolutely buzzing with that. Met Matt Bellamy, couldn't believe that. Could not believe that, guys. That was absolutely insane. Rebel Spirit, thanks so much for the Prime sub. Welcome. The XX were awesome. Somber, awesome. And we just saw so much good music. We had such a good time. It's maybe best weekend of my life, guys, to be fair, which is mental considering it's my 5th. It was so good, guys. So good. Yeah, something did just flow in the edit. I agree, Edders. And I don't really know strictly what it was that just flowed. I think it was just the kind of lack of gimmick, like Jamie said. And it was just the fact that, like, oh, fuck it, like, we're just here to see a great festival. I know obviously this is going to be probably a biased answer from you lot, but because, you know, you guys are my faves and that. But there is probably enough footage for like a comprehensive B-sides as well. But I'm yet to determine whether or not that's worth putting together, because I don't want to oversaturate too much. We've got like 2 shorts that I need to run. One is sponsored, one is not. And then we've got like probably another Insta post of photos. And I just don't want to be like bombarding everyone like Coachella, especially now the event's over. But I might, if I get some, you know, if I get spark of desire to do so, or if there's demand, or if this video does incredibly well, then, you know, we might just sling out a no sponsor B-sides as well. Because as I say, the team on this, I get so much credit, and I've got so much love today from everyone in the comments on Insta, on YouTube. I replied to all the comments that I physically could until my fingers ached. But you know, without Raz and Mary and Choc, this vid would not be what it is, and it wouldn't be something I'm so proud of. So big shout outs to them. Their company this weekend was just 10 out of 10. We had a little argument with Raz about like nothing at all on like the last day when we were all tired, and that lasted for about 1 minute until we were laughing again, and everything else was just pretty much golden. It was awesome. Shiloh, welcome back. I hope I haven't forgot. What else we got in the cat? Should go back to Outbreak Festival. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to go back to Outbreak Festival, but it's hard to cover again. But again, I'm trying to get out of this mindset of covering stuff. So, you know, never say never. Never say never. Lauren, do you get sick of the crowd at Coachella? Sometimes, the only time the crowd annoyed me at Coachella was at Sabrina, but only when we were right at the front. There's like a front barrier that certain access can get you in, and we were in there for a bit because that's where we like to get like a lot of the really good shots. Kind of almost like, not quite like a photo pit. There's still like thousands of people in there, but it is like a slightly more exclusive access thing. And in there, like when you go in there to get the close-ups and stuff, everyone's fucking boring as fuck. Like, we were dancing and singing to Sabrina, and there was maybe like 2 people that I saw vibing. Shayla, got you. Sorry, I don't know if you know this, I've been awake since 6 a.m. California time. What the fuck was I just talking about? What was I just talking about? Literally just forgotten. Guys, what was I just... Oh, yeah, the crowd. Everywhere else, the crowd's fine, to be fair. I do get it, like, it's not a particularly fun crowd, but it doesn't detract from too much, unless you're really packed in. I get a lot of value out of watching stuff from, like, the middle to the back of the stage. I don't mean, like, backstage. I mean, like, the back of the stage. I get most of my value watching it there and soaking in the whole atmosphere. And back there, the crowd is, you know, less dense, and I'm totally happy with that. Oh. So it's weird, Lunar Tax, because there's a few different areas at Coachella where you can watch from that stage. There's general admission, which is obviously the big crowd. Then there's VIP, which is off to the side. And it's really strange because people buy VIP. And I think they just don't even consider going into general admission, even though a lot of the time they'd have a better view. We were watching Addison Rae, and there was loads of girls at like the front barrier of VIP. But like me and Choc in general admission just stood like closer to the stage. And I think some of these people, they're like, oh, we've bought the VIP, let's go in the VIP, let's be seen in the VIP, let's feel VIP. But they're actually, you know, there's actually like better spaces in general admission. Then there's the guest area, which is that front bit that I was telling you about, which you can't get in with VIP. And that is good. That's where you're going to see like Kylie Jenner and like Lewis Hamilton and stuff like that, or Chucky when he needs to get a close-up video of Sabrina Carpenter. But yeah, VIP. I think VIP tickets are always a bit of a scam, really. There is ways you can utilize it, like the merch queues are shorter. There's bars exclusive for the VIP, but there's not too much of an issue at the bars in general admission, and it's like $1,000 more, I think, or something ridiculous, something crazy. Neil, welcome. Thank you for the Prime sub. Thank you so much. Limit, no, we're not accredited strictly. We're not accredited. We have a friend out there in California, but we're not accredited. So we're not press, but we do have guest passes. And that's where whenever we're like really close to a stage, a big stage, that's what that area gets you. James, hey Rob, I seriously felt your hangover looked awful in the heat. Do you think you'll actually slow the drinking? Absolutely. Thanks so much for all the concern and all the care about my drinking. I have 3 strikes and I'm out of strikes now. I got really ruined at Coachella, at Snowbox, and at Magaluf, and I lost time at each one because of that. I think one of my strengths is willpower and ability to just switch a behavior on and off to a degree. And as soon as I'd kind of got past that day, I'd just cut out spirits completely. I didn't have any more spirits for the weekend. And I think that's my answer. Instead of having like 8 beers and then moving on to the vodka, I think just have 5 or 6 beers. And I did that for the rest of the weekend, and I was at a great level, and I was waking up productive and not hungover. So that's my answer, and I'd hope to think that it still kind of kept the vibes up. What we got in here? Yeah, Drain were great. Cast, they were really, really good. Yeah, I did, Jamie. I did have the fugue state. I did. You're right. God, I was fucked at Rock in Rio, man. I don't know what that was specifically. I definitely wasn't, no one had tampered with anything. I'm certain of that. But like, it was a really one-off scenario. I didn't have that much to drink. I've had way more to drink, way more times. But something that I drank just completely, and I wasn't drinking like experimental Portuguese moonshine. Something just literally killed me off. Which is a madness. J Drape Star, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Very much appreciated. We're 129 subs now, 64% of our goal. How many more of these have we got? I promise you guys, next week I'll be better dressed. I know you really care about that, and I'll be firing on a few more cylinders. So we got one of these left for the month after this, and also with this one, guys, we're not going to be doing the video watch along. I hope you don't mind. I just thought we'd come in here and chat and just kind of riff it tonight. I've seen so much TPD TV content over the last 48 hours that I don't want to look at anymore. There's only so much of yourself you can look at. I've not heard of zebra drinking, Joe. Please do enlighten me. Evan, good to see you, mate. Yeah, the heat could have had something to do with it in Portugal, though it's not the hottest place. I've got hammered. Yeah, Slater did look good from the video. The thing about on that first day at Coachella, the level of talent that we just came across was amazing, And now the dust has settled, literally, I'm looking back on God, 9 Inch Noise was class for the 15 minutes that I got to be there. David Byrne was actually brilliant, and I knew he would be. He was really good. Drain, amazing. Oh my God, what's gone on in the chat there? 10 gifted subs. Goblin, are you crazy? That is insane. Thank you so much. Wow, what an amazing community we're building here. Thank you so much, Goblin Gardener. That is so kind of you. Legend. Chuck here saying, was it the drink in the light? With the light in the drink? Yeah, I mean, imagine if it was, Chuck. There was an LED in that drink. There was indeed an LED in that drink. Oh, thanks, Goblin. Honestly, thank you so much. Without people like you, we can't do stuff like what we've just done at this weekend. And while our goal is delivering an end product, a result, a piece of entertainment for you lot, you know, obviously it is a huge personal blessing as well to be able to do it. And we can only do it because of people like you. So thanks so much. Very, very, very kind of you. Big dubs in the chat tonight, folks. I think that's what they say on the old Twitch. So, what... Annette, you were at Coachella, obviously. You say that was the goat of your Saturday. We saw... The day after that, we saw... I'm going to say it wrong. Laufey? I know that's not how it's pronounced. And she was just so good, man. She was like 10 out of 10. Levy, that's it. She was 10 out of 10. Suicidal Tendencies were awesome. Robert Trujillo came out as a guest. The caliber of talent at that event. And it's interesting because I wasn't crazy on the lineup, you know. And I also did enjoy Bieber as well. I thought Bieber was great. My favorite was definitely Somber. And my most disappointing was definitely The Strokes. But obviously a lot of that is based off expectation as well. I had high expectation for The Strokes and I had no real expectation for Somber. I keep thinking like, God, if I'd have been hungover just for like 10 minutes, for 30 seconds longer, I wouldn't have met Matt Bellamy. Ain't that mad? Where's the crew headed next? Horse Talk. So next, we're doing something called Mint Festival, which is in Leeds, which is like I think it's like a dance thing. And we're just going because we kind of feel like it. I think it'd be fun. And I think on that video we got Chalk and Bridie, and maybe even Jack Smith. But the next like kind of major thing that we've got is EDC Las Vegas with the same crew that just came to Coachella. So back to work, guys. Back to work. Yeah, with the Strokes, I always knew that Alex Turner idolized Julian Casablancas from the Strokes. But it really made so much sense watching the Strokes and seeing them not play a load of big songs that they've got, omit their biggest hit, and Julian just ramble, and no one really knows what he's on about. And it was like, oh God, Alex is just a caricature of Julian. And it was so wild to me, like having that realization. Obviously, I knew that they were a huge inspiration for Alex, but yeah, I didn't expect it to be like such an awakening for me of like, oh, this is where he's literally copied it from. Yeah, I agree, Jamie. And then obviously we are doing EDC, but the reason we're doing that is because we kind of want to. Okay, so we tried our best and we did plan a bit, but we did get a lot wrong last time, and we want to go back and kind of do it properly, not sleep on the floor, ideally, just to give it its kind of its proper run through, you know. And you'll be pleased to know that they declined our accreditation while we were at Coachella, actually. So we will be hopefully still able to get a bed to sleep in. Right, mate, you're welcome. First time chat. Are you going to see the... Oh, there's a fucking logo over the chat. I can't see what it says underneath the... Oh, the streets. The Grand Come for Free, one of my favourite albums of all time, mate. Love it, start to finish. So I absolutely will be seeing them somewhere. Annoyingly, I think it's at a fest. They're playing a venue in Leeds called Kirk's Abbey. I'd love to go there, but we're at a festival that weekend. We're at a festival. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Julian was strictly shading Bieber. I think he was just making like a tongue-in-cheek kind of joke, you know, not too dissimilar to stuff we've done in the past, so maybe I've got a bit more leeway for it. But I don't think there was any true malice there. But I do think, like, to a crowd full of 80,000 people waiting just to see Justin Bieber, you need to be a bit more, like, if you're going to, like, take the piss, you need to make it a bit clearer and a bit funnier. We can't do Victorious, mate, because I've done it clash with Reading and Leeds. Joe says it's drinking beer, then water, then beer, keeps repeating. Or for the zebra drinking. Yeah, I mean, we do that. You know, it's not... that is something I need to be better at. But yeah, I mean, we've kind of dabbled in that for years. And it does seem to work. It does seem to work. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying what Julian was doing was... You know, I'm not kind of saying, how dare you, Julian? Like, you do you. Like, that's how you've got to this position. Hans Melman, sorry I missed that. Thanks for the Prime sub. 140 subs, 70% of the way there for the month. I just think, you know, just maybe adapt a little bit. I'd rather you just have no stage presence and just play a couple of extra songs than just ramble on. But it was cool, and Reptilia was awesome, and I love this New Strokes single. I think it's amazing. Hans Melman, are we going to see you play any GTA 6 when it finally drops? Absolutely, mate. The reason that the stream actually started, my main motivation for starting the stream, is because I do want to do GTA 6 when it comes out. I didn't expect to fall in love with doing it so much as I have. So it certainly wouldn't be replacing this type of thing necessarily, but GTA 6 is my main motivation for getting into streaming. Cybox, are you talking about the Infinity Repeating song? Because if so, yeah, I love that. Absolutely love it. Lion and the Kink, James, whatever you're into, brother. Chuck, maybe we can do something together, mate. You know, I don't do enough for you, and I've only just said bye to you today. When we got back into Heathrow, there's always a real kind of dread when we land in Heathrow. Obviously, we're from Leeds. By American standards, not far at all. But in the UK, you know, little UK, it's a decent little trek, that. And step one after landing is to get a tube that takes an hour. And we hate that because the tube's pretty grim and you sat on it for a fucking hour. But there is something called the Heathrow Express, which is an overground train that we always kind of think, shall we get that? And we always say no. But spirits were still pretty good this morning when we landed. So we got that, but we didn't realise it goes to Paddington Station instead of King's Cross. Paddington being a much less trafficked station. So then we had to get from Paddington to King's Cross, and basically we missed our train, and we ended up like, essentially, guys, I hate to say it, but we pissed like 120 quid up the wall because we were running for this train, and we're running and running and running, and we get to King's Cross, and Mary's got like bags in her hand and she can barely move, and I'm trying to encourage her while also running, while also like trying to breathe the sense of urgency. And we got to the station the minute the train set off, so we had to book another one. It was well annoying. Thanks, Annette, for doing the Lord's work with the Prime sub in there. If anyone does have Amazon Prime, you can sub for free. Pappy Abe, thank you so much. Welcome to the crew. Oh, that's the track. I've not actually heard that, but I've listened to I will have heard it because I've listened to Random Access Memories, but there's like a deluxe version of Random Access Memories where there's a song with Julian on it, and I think it's featuring, is his thing called The Voids, like the other project, and it's his vocal over Daft Punk instrumentation, and it's wonderful, mate. It's called Infinity Repeated. Got to get the train up to bastard Bolton on Friday. Yeah, I mean, this was an example of us being shit, but generally the trains are Very, very shit. You used to be able to fly to LA from Manchester. And that was so much better. So much better. Because with Heathrow, you have to go down to London like the day before because all the flights out are quite early. Let me rephrase. The cheapest flights out are quite early. But I want to tell you something. At the start of this trip, through until maybe my hangover that was quite bad, every single thing just went perfectly. Everything was good energy. Hotel was nice. Food was nice. Flight outbound. Oh, we got another hype train. Hell yeah, speaking of trains, I think we got another hype train. That might just be another thing. Sophie La, welcome. Thank you for the Prime sub. Yeah, we do have another hype train. Maybe you can catch that one to Bolton, Jamie. We got to London. The vibes were good. The hotel was nice. I got something that I never get, which was a hotel room to myself. The guys were gracious enough to let me have that because they could see I was actually a little bit ill. I was just getting over a little illness. And then the flight was amazing. And we ended up landing in really good spirits and going for some food. And we went to Long Beach. And, for the first time in almost ever, we got to spend a day in Long Beach just not filming and just living in the moment. Goblin again. Goblin Gardner again with the 5 gifted subs, pushing the hype train up to level 3. Good Lord. Thanks so much, man. That is so great to see. It's such a great vibe in here. You're the best. You're the best. And Jack Forever Blue. Don't see you there with a tier 1. Thank you so very much. Delta Day, welcome to the chat. What did I think about 9 Inch Noise? I really love the 9 Inch Noise thing. I'd be lying if I said it blew me away because we were there for 15 minutes and we had to be in and out because we had to be to and fro. But I love the idea of what 9 Inch Noise is, and I think the show would be incredible to sit and watch. So big fan of it in concept, but it would be a bit fake of me to say it was so amazing because unfortunately I only really dipped my toes. Pixie Wixie, welcome to the chat. That's a username. It's like some old MSN username. Thank you. Welcome to the chat. Yes, we are indeed going to EDC Las Vegas. What do you think of the Coachella hoodie, guys? This was the one that we queued up for in the video. And I really am a fan of it. And it's got the license plate, California license plate on the back. This is the Gap one. And we all got one of these. Oh, slightly different versions. And I'm thrilled to say it's really, really comfy. Carter 76 with the Prime sub. We are flying towards that 150. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, Coachella is a place where you can see amazing stuff like that, like the 9 Inch Noise, or even like the Anima Eden premiere, or the Radiohead bunker. The Radiohead bunker was mad. Oh, thanks for the love on the Hatchella. I always want to wear hats, but I'm just a bit too self-conscious because my hair is so stupid. But as I say in the video, that hat was a gift from someone I have a lot of admiration for, and it was a privilege to receive that hat as a gift, and I love it. And I have been to the Viper Room in LA, which is what it kind of says on it, and so I was like, I'll wear it, and I was really pleased to see a lot of people say the hat's pretty cool. Yes, Jamie, that was all that it was missing. That's all it was missing, actually. Just some actual Radiohead. I'll tell you something pretty wild. I'm sure we'll omit names from this, but we're waiting in the queue at the bunker, and someone comes over, and basically it turns out to be like someone that's, we'll say, on the Radiohead team. And they were like, I've been trying to get in touch with you for ages because I knew you wanted London tickets for Radiohead. It's like, but you just didn't see my message. And then I was like, you're kidding. And I went in my message requests, and like there was just the offer there, just come on down to the show. And I was like pulling my hair out all day in November trying to get those tickets. But he also shared a lot of perspective with us about the bunker itself and how they built it and what went right about it and what they need to learn, because it's a touring thing, this bunker. It's about to tour. And it was just so cool. It was so cool. And yeah, just really, really cool. And again, I won't name the guy because they've not signed up to be named. They're quite, it's a private account and stuff. But thank you so very much for the chat and for the love. And it was great to meet you. The off chance that you're watching this, can't win them all, guys. But really cool to speak to. No, and it's not someone on the label side. It's someone that I actually can't believe we ended up meeting, to be honest. It's really cool. But they're not in Radiohead. Jesus, what is going on today? Scotty Pippin with the 5 gifteds. You're going to be keeping me up a long time. Oh my gosh. 77% of the way. Thanks so much, Scotty. That's so cool. That is so cool. That's so nice of you. Absolute legend. Big up, Scotty. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It really does. The hype train's on level 4. This is a new record on the hype train, guys. I actually can't believe it. I just can't believe it. While this is going well, I'll ruin my day by looking at the analytics. 104.5 thousand views on Coachella now. That just means so much to me, guys. In 21 hours, 105,000 views. It just means so much to me. I'll tell you what was really cool, being able to go out to Coachella with the Holy sponsor. Now, I'm not here to sell you Holy on here, but we love working with Holy. And it was great to work with a long-time partner and be able to put them on a really big video of ours. We did that for Tokyo as well. And normally, you might notice a pattern of Holy's sometimes on the kind of smaller or maybe less headline videos, but Holy's been such a good partner to us. We were like, let's give them Tokyo at the same kind of fee that we'd normally do, like for just a random wild weekend. And then we worked with them on a deal for Coachella, and that was really cool. Raz sorted that out, and oh my God, what's going on in the chat today? We have got 5 more gifted tier 1 subs from John, which pushes us up to 159, and the hype train up to level 5, which is a TPD TV record. The train is going. I'll tell you what, I'm reluctant to set a further incentive because I feel like we've achieved a lot together. So I will just say this now. I will do the B-sides. I'll make the Coachella B-sides for you guys. Because that's a way I can hopefully say thank you for all the love and commitment that you guys show me on this stream. I've not actually looked at the number of people viewing, but it's a nice round 136, which is amazing. And the gifted subs is so cool, and the community side of Twitch is just something that I really do love. So I'll sling a B-sides out there, whether it ends up going on a main channel or going on the second channel. I'll commit to getting that out to you guys. So you lot have made that happen because I was really in 2 minds to do it. I'm certain that there's enough footage for it because there was a lot that I cut out just for flow's sake. So don't expect like a main channel quality video, but that's a little, that's just a little something that I can give back to you on this level 5 hype train. I can't believe it. Can't believe it, guys. We got it done. We did it. Apparently. I want to talk a little bit about doing the shop when we go to Coachella, because normally we land and then we've got to like do a massive shop, and it's horrible. It's a miserable experience. But we built in that extra day this time that we spent in Long Beach, and then we got to go to the shop with a clear mind, and it was still stressful, but it was a lot nicer to do. But we definitely bought, for some reason this year, and I said this in the video, but we bought like way more than we used, but we bought less than we've ever bought, and we only used half of it, which was really, really strange. Matthew, welcome to the chat, mate. Thanks for the love heart. Pixie, love your dedication, every detail you put into the channel and the stream. Keep going. I see greatness and blessings coming for you and the group. Thanks. That's so nice of you. You know, to let's manifest that together. I hope. Thank you. I mean, you know, my craft when it comes to the main channel is something I take great pride in, and immense pride, and to release a video like I've just released, and to get it done so quickly and efficiently, and to have such a warm response has been incredible. So thanks for caring, guys. Honestly, you know, we're so lucky. Autumn 1975, welcome. Really needed it to cheer. Really needed the fucking hell. Really needed the Coachella video to cheer myself up. Thank you, Autumn. I hope that it's cheered you up, and you know, it's certainly cheered me up releasing a banger again, because our Magaluf video actually did well. Like, our benchmark now, it would be unrealistic to be expecting 100k every time, but the Magaluf video performed really well. I was really happy with that, and it was like, thank God, because now I can go to Coachella and not be in my head. Some of you might remember I mentioned a behind the scenes, a week in my life of editing project. And that I will release that in the coming weeks. I wanted to get Coachella out of the way. That video's done, and it is on the Patreon actually if you're a patron, but it will be going public soon. And the reason I didn't want to release that is because I'm quite miserable for one of the days of the week that it covers, because the Snowbox video really bombed. And I didn't want to release that I didn't want to release a video like moaning about it not doing well if we were in a space where stuff still wasn't doing too well. But then the Magaluf video did well enough. And then the Coachella video's done amazing. So I'm happy to release that, and it doesn't seem like I'm actively like moaning about an ongoing problem, because I know that's not what you want to hear. Kelly Dutton says, what did you change within the video? I thought it was brilliant. Curious to what you changed, as you said you had done something different. Well, thanks for the kind words. The change is something that a lot of people have figured out. Oh my God, the train's on level 6, guys. And thank you. Oh shit, Kieran, is that? Oh no, it's Kieran. Sorry, Kieran. Thank you so much. The difference with the video was putting in more footage of artists and bands. You know, if this was the video last year, I'd have probably cut out the Hot Mulligan. I'd have cut out the Japanese band that Choc went to see. I'd have cut out Ecovandal. We do see a lot of artists at most festivals, but we don't. God, sorry guys, I'm getting all bugged up. Oh, sorry, I had to listen to that. But we don't really put a lot of it in the video. But I really wanted to focus on the music and the main reason that these festivals exist, and I think it's worked really well, and I think it's a format that we're going to be going with going forward. Kinetis, does that cause any copyright claim issues? Yeah, it can, mate. So the reason that the video took 90 minutes longer than I would have liked to get out to you lot is because we did get a copyright claim, and it was frustratingly, it was disclosure when they're playing You and Me and I'm dancing, and that flagged. And that probably flagged because it's electronic music. It's probably, you know, identical to the master recording pretty much with some overlaid drums. So yeah, that got struck. That got claimed, sorry, and that meant if we released the video as is and pressed go live, we'd have made 0 AdSense. There's literally 0 AdSense from that. And unfortunately, with a project, well, any project, we are I don't like to refer to us as a business, but it is a business behind the scenes, and we can't afford to, for the sake of 90 minutes early release, we can't afford to sacrifice all that ad revenue. So I had to do a fix. But generally speaking, we don't get a lot of copyright issues for live music. We do get some, but we don't get a lot. Guys, we got that hype train up to level 6. It's going to end in 30 seconds, but I'm absolutely so happy with that and so content with that. I can't believe we made it up to 163 subscribers in this one. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm XWT. Thank you so much for the... Good Lord, you've got to be joking, man. You've got to be joking. Do I have a sound effect I can play? I don't know if that played a sound effect. That's the maddest thing I've ever seen in this stream, Goblin. Thanks so much. I'm actually a bit lost for words. I was lost for words anyway, starting the stream, because I'm so tired. But this has been, I did not expect it, but this has been our most successful stream ever. And obviously everyone in the chat or gifting or subbing or just being here contributes. But it's safe to say you're the MVP of the TPD TV stream universe so far. So thank you so much. And to all those new subs that we received those gifts, welcome. I know I'm a little bit behind on like making loads more emotes and stuff, and that's just because I've been so focused on like this big project that we've been building up to. But I'm going to ensure that all you guys have got something nice. Thank you so much. Oh Lord, what a great evening. Thanks again, guys. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but thank you. Oh, what else do we want to talk about, guys? We're going to get casual, as if it wasn't casual enough in my jogging bottoms. I don't do any jogging, though we did really want to do the 5K at Coachella. Ramsey, the big festivals we've got are EDC, Download, Tomorrowland. I think they're probably the big three coming up. Favorite tacos in the UK. Favorite tacos in the UK is actually a place in Horsforth called Julio's. It's a Mexican dude. His name is Julio. And it's throughout my taco journey, I've been learning more and more what an authentic Mexican taco is, because it's not what I thought it was for a long time. A lot of the kind of birria beef type of taco, they don't really fuck with that in Mexico, apparently, according to the Mexican taquerias that I've spoken to. Obviously, I love that, and it is delicious. And like case in point, at like Coachella, there was no birria that I saw. It was all like steak, which is kind of a bit more of a Mexican thing. But yeah, Julio's was absolutely the most authentic that I've had, and absolutely wonderful. If I was at Coachella for 10 more days, I'd have 10 more tacos. Yeah, Solly, we wanted to do the 5K for the content, and we wanted to do it, and then we thought, it'd be good to lead into the Holy ad read. It's like, we're dehydrated now, let's get our electrolytes back in with a Holy, use code, blah, blah, blah. But like, we woke up and we were like, fuck that. Not 5 grams of K, 5 kilometers. 5 kilometers. Choc single-handedly kept Fat Sal's in business. Choc had a Fat Sal's every day I'm happy for you, Choc. I'm happy you liked it, mate. I'm happy you enjoyed them. It's not quite as good as a hot dog. Yeah, so Pippi, Death by Tacos is currently number 3 on my list of about 18 that I've tried. I think Death by Tacos is my favorite place to spend time in terms of taqueria. It's the nicest environment. There's a few things that I'm not crazy about, which is the no reservations thing, because for me, to get to Chester. It's like a 2.5 hour drive, and I've made the drive just to go there before. But like, I'd like to have a reservation so I know that I can actually get a table. But I also haven't been for just about a year now, so it needs a revisit because the stuff that's overtaken it might actually be just as good, or you know, I might be a little bit out of calibration. But Death by Tacos is amazing, and it's great guys that run that. The hype train is going to end now, guys, in 10 seconds. I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that contributed. We've got it to level 8, which is a killer achievement, and I'm not just saying this to kind of bait some kind of engagement, but I'm certain that's probably the highest we will get it. You know, possibly ever. I can't imagine why it would ever go above that. So nice one. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks so much. Rog says, congrats on the banger of a Coachella vid. Interested to know more detailed thoughts on geese that you've got. Yeah, so I wasn't crazy about geese, to be honest. I was impressed by them. I think impressed is the right word. I like what they're doing, and I like their sound. Or I like the idea of their sound, but it's just not something for me. But it's not something where I would go like, that's shit, or geese are shit. It's something where I can truly go, I do like all these ingredients. They're just not working together for me. I've not tried Danny Trejo's tacos in London. I keep meaning to go to London for like a taco tour, because I've not been to any in London. Shawnee Box, thank you. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, I would wager that Mary's probably asleep. Raz will probably be driving about somewhere. And Chocky and me are doing this right now. Chock's in the chat. And my eSIM has just expired from America. Chock says, thanks for the love and support, guys. We really appreciate it. Can't do stuff without you guys keeping us going. And yeah, never a truer word spoken there, Chock. Never a truer word spoken. I've just pinned your message, and I did do that accidentally, but I think it deserves to be pinned. Jam Jar Brain, I'm not sure what the number of festivals is, to be fair, this year. Slinky, thanks for popping in. Thanks so much. I feel a need to excuse the energy. So how many hours have I been up now? So if it's 6 a.m., which is when I woke up at Coachella, and then, so that'd be 24 hours to take us to 6 p.m. It's 9 p.m. now, so add 3 hours, so that's 27 hours. But then add 8 hours on for the time difference. Is that right? So it's 34 hours. Does that make sense? I've probably not. I'm terrible at maths. Well, yeah, Annette, we did leave Monday, but it feels like just one day to us when we do this. We woke up. My last sleep was at Coachella, because you wake up and then we fly. We got to get the pickup truck back to where it goes. We got to get to LAX. We got to pack all our stuff. We've got to clear security. Then we've got to fly. Then we've got to come back from London. So it's always a bit of a weird kind of extra large day, this. Where like, you know, I think like when I got in, I had a bath, and that was like my evening bath, as it should have been, but it was actually at like 3 p.m. when I got home. And then the bath, the shower that I'd had that morning was at the gas station in California. I just can't sleep on a plane, Luna. Mary did a really nice, really selfless thing, and she bought me a nice pillow for the plane, which was quite touching, really. And I did go into like a stasis mode for like maybe an hour, but it's one of those sleeps where you're just you're still awake, if you know what I mean. You're just in low power mode. And yeah, there was like 4 screaming babies as well. Meeting Matt Bellamy was great. To answer your question, Pixie. Raz noticed him. I was sat down on the ground watching Dijon, really chill. Raz kicked me with his big Timberland boot, and he's like, look, and it's Matt Bellamy walking over. So I'm like, okay, I can see he's with like two kids. Not like kids, but like teenagers. Probably his kids. Well, I'm like, I'm not going to miss out on this opportunity. Matt Bellamy don't strike me as a big talker. So I was fine just having, with someone like Tom DeLonge, I'd want to spend like maybe 2 minutes talking to him. And that's why I didn't go over to Tom DeLonge, because he looked a bit too busy for like a 2-minute conversation that I would have wanted to have. So I didn't impose that on him. Whereas Bellamy, he was walking through the general admission crowd. And I was like, I'll just go get his attention. I'll just kind of walk behind him, just follow him basically, and just say, and I went, Matt. He didn't hear me. And I went, Matt. I was thinking, should I say Mr. Bellamy? Should I say Matthew? He didn't hear me again. I was like, oh, is he ignoring me? Is this like something that he's kind of had to pick up over the years of being a megastar? And then I was just like, Matt. And he turned around, and I was like, I'm so sorry. Could I just? I can't remember strictly what I said, but it was something nice, but it was very concise. It was like, I just wanted to say, pay my respects and just say I'm such a massive fan of your work, and I love you. And could I trouble you for a quick photograph? Is that okay? Which is quite a cheap interaction. I don't like to just do the photo interaction. I'd rather have a non-photo, better interaction. But he was on the move. He was with his people, and he was totally nice and accommodating, and chill. He was chill. And yeah, I saw his wristband that he had on. It was all like AAA Anima stage access. So that's when we knew, like, okay, we're going to be getting some kind of Muse tonight. Which was awesome. It was awesome. I wasn't as starstruck as you might think. It's a weird one with Bellamy, because I was still like a little bit shaky afterwards, but it wasn't like when I met Simon or Post Malone or Matty Healy. Because Bellamy, while being incredibly influential to me and one of the frontmen of my favourite bands, him as an individual, I don't know too much about Matt Bellamy. I know his songs and I know his albums, but I've not kind of, I don't want to use the word parasocial, but like with some people like Matty Healy or Simon Neil or Post Malone, like I know like loads about their life. I've watched all their interviews. I've listened to all their B-sides. I know I'm in their fan groups. I know a lot about them. Whereas with Matt Bellamy, he's probably my number one that I don't have. Parasocial might be the wrong word, because parasocial is a negative thing. I know that, but I'm trying to find the right word where I don't have like an intimate knowledge or understanding of like how he operates, what he's into, where he's from, this, that, and the other. So I've just not kind of built up that kind of one-way relationship with him, if that makes sense. So I was less starstruck than if it would have been like Alex Turner or James Hetfield. But that was perfect, because it meant the interaction matched the level that I wanted to. It was great, guys. It was awesome. Rob, at the moment you're working with 5 crew regulars. Anyone else doing festivals with you this year? Hey Gio, thanks. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, we've got the whole crew, the whole current crew, which is everyone you've already seen this year, and then Jake and Chris. They're going to be flexing in quite soon. So yeah, everyone's still amongst it. It's just this is how the cards have fallen at the start of the year. Quite Raz and Mary and Chalk heavy. Eagle Heart, thank you so much for the sub. Really do appreciate it. And Irish Wolf as well. That's the second 2-month streak. So thank you so very much. I started this stream. I was really reluctant that we would end up hitting our 200 goal for the end of the month. We've got one stream left after this. And now I'm very confident that we're gonna, which is absolutely amazing. And we know we've got to thank for that mainly, don't we? But thank you everyone that's contributed. It's great to see, and thanks to We Kerry as well, who's just subbed with Prime. Really, really appreciate it. Bumper Clark, my favourite act from the Big C. It was somber. I can't describe. I tried to describe to you in the video about the fake plastic trees thing, but I just can't express just how amazing that was for me. Chucky can attest because I was sat with him, and I just jumped off the ground. I was sat down. I'd calmed down. I'd seen Somber set up, and I was watching the rest sat down, and it was just wonderful. Guys, I hate to be a party pooper, but as you can tell by my voice, it's kind of going, and I'm struggling a little bit. So I think we're going to call time there. I'm sorry that we've not watched anything together, but we definitely can. We definitely will next Tuesday. Thank you so much for everyone joining me today. As I say, I've had a really, really long day. But I wanted to make sure to do the stream because it means so much to me. And in return, you guys have made the stream so awesome. And thanks to Chock as well for stepping in and jumping in the chat. I'm sorry that I've not engaged super attentively, if that's the word. I think I'm gonna pass out. Pixie Wixie, welcome to the family. Thank you so much for the sub. Let's just check those views one more time. Have we got up to... What I like to do is I like to look at it now, which is 104.5k. That's before I've refreshed it. And I like to say, okay, is it going to be on 109k by now? And now I'm going to refresh it. And if it is, great. And if it's not, I'm disappointed. 107.9. Oh, it's a letdown. Day's ruined. Jade, good to see you. Guys, thanks so much. For dealing with my low energy, and a huge thank you to our most successful stream ever in terms of analytics. Thanks for loving the Coachella video. If you've not seen it yet, please go and watch it. If you have seen it, consider sharing it with a friend. Until next time, bye bye.